Bengals wide receiver Ja'Marr Chase has been suspended. That's right, suspended after what happened on Sunday in Pittsburgh when he spit on Jalen Ramsey. We're going to discuss Ja'Marr. We're going to hear from Zac Taylor and where Ja'Marr goes from here right now on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. Hi again, everyone, and welcome into CBT. I'm James Rapien of BengalsTalk.com. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and you ring the bell for moments like this. Breaking news, something that was unplanned, and, well, probably something that you thought was coming down the pike. And obviously, it did. Ja'Marr Chase suspended for one game. The NFL made the announcement on Monday. I can confirm that he will appeal the suspension. And that is certainly something that I've seen reported now from a few different outlets, but Ja'Marr Chase certainly planning on appealing the suspension. All right, a couple of things here. First things first, this is no surprise. Ja'Marr said that he didn't spit on Jalen Ramsey. Obviously, he did. He spit on Jalen Ramsey. Our guy Austin at Fox 19 was all over it. Shout out to Austin for putting up this video. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening, I'm sure you've seen the video. We posted it on our social channels. It's been everywhere. It's got millions of views. And so shout out to Austin, like I said, who has taken some criticism for doing his job, but a great job getting this on video. That being said, what does the NFL do now? What do the Bengals do now? A couple of things. First things first. I know Ja'Marr Chase declined to speak, and that got social media ablaze, and he declined to speak on Monday. A part of why he declined to speak is because he was always planning on appealing this if it were to be a suspension, and he is going to appeal it. And I think the strategy is going to be very simple. Look at all the things that were done to me, and I know I was wrong, but I shouldn't miss an entire game because of it. We'll see what happens there if he wins it, if he doesn't. If he doesn't, obviously he's going to not play against the Patriots on Sunday. If he misses this week, he's going to miss $448,000 of his base salary. That's 1/18 of his base salary, plus $50,000+ in a per game bonus. So just over $500,000 that Ja'Marr Chase will lose if he does not play on Sunday due to the suspension. But he's going to appeal it. And I think Zac Taylor, part of what he said, because what he said on Monday happened before the NFL came down with their ruling. The Bengals hadn't heard anything, and I know that for a fact. The Bengals hadn't heard anything. And so when Zac Taylor takes the podium at 3 after open locker room, after Ja'Marr Chase decides he's not going to talk, and then the NFL an hour later comes down with the suspension, well, if you're Zac Taylor, you want to get ahead of it a little bit. And so this is what Zac Taylor had to say about Ja'Marr Chase, about the situation, and I even asked him about his message for the NFL. Here's about 1 minute of Zac Taylor.
Again, I can't say enough positive things about Ja'Marr, and think about the amount of situations people have tried to put him in, and the way that he's always responded. And we're not all perfect. We're going to make a mistake here and there. But I stand by Ja'Marr, and I know it's an emotional situation. I know there's a lot of things going on there that lead to things like that. And again, we'll just continue to move forward. People are allowed to make a mistake.
What would your message be to the NFL as they evaluate Ja'Marr and everything, his status?
I think the proof is in the pudding with how he's represented himself over and over and over. Will go down as one of my favorite all-time players and favorite all-time leaders and everything he's about. So I keep hearing this. It's like we're trying to make something out of this situation that it's the only thing that's kind of upset me as I'm sitting in here, because for a guy that has done everything we can to build our organization around, he's been off. Not perfect. I'm not perfect. Trust me, I made plenty of mistakes yesterday. People don't see on camera. Unfortunately, his was. And so he's going to have to own up for that, and that'll be part of his journey. He's still, in some ways, he's a veteran. He's still, I think he's going to play a long time. And so when you look at the overall part of his career, this will be the beginning of his career in a lot of ways. So again, we're going to move past that, and he's a guy that we're going to continue to depend on. He's a guy I'll put at the forefront of any leadership group I ever have for the rest of my life. When I retire, I'll bring Ja'Marr Chase in as a board member of whatever leadership group I create to talk to people I want him to talk to. So I hope you understand my position on this, because he's a guy who's done everything he possibly could to help us win and do things the right way.
I'm not surprised that Zac Taylor had those words, and a lot of them are true. The thing about this entire situation that boggles my mind isn't that Zac Taylor defends Jamar Chase. It's not that the NFL is suspending him. It's not even that he lied to reporters afterward. Like, whatever, right? Whatever. Don't love that he lied, but whatever, right? The thing that surprised me has to do with Jalen Ramsey. And I'm going to tell you about that right after I tell you about Sleeper. And this breaking news brought to you by Sleeper. All you have to do is use promo code BengalsTalk by downloading the Sleeper app, and you're going to get up to a $100 deposit bonus. That's it. Free money, baby. All you got to do is download the Sleeper app, use promo code BengalsTalk today. The thing that is just wild to me isn't about Jamar Chase. It's not about the Steelers. It's not about Mike Tomlin. It's not about the fact that he only had 3 catches. It's that he let Jalen Ramsey get under his skin in the year 2025. That's the crazy part to me in what I wanted to ask Jamar on Monday. Not why did you lie? I don't care, man. Like, you lied to me, fine. We're not best friends. You know, you lied to other reporters, fine. You're not best friends with us. I get it. What I would say is I'd be like, Jamar, that man is washed. He's so washed that they moved position. They switched him to safety because he stunk at corner, because they knew he couldn't cover you, because they knew he couldn't cover anymore. It was over. It's done. And there are going to be people that hear this, and Steelers fans that comment and say, can you believe that he said that? I'm telling you, Jalen Ramsey is washed. What's past washed? What's beyond washed? What's not worth it? The juice isn't worth the squeeze. Like, whatever you want to say, he's not the guy he once was. Doesn't mean he's not still a competent player, but he's not what he once was. And so when I look at it and I see the pictures of AJ Green and Jalen Ramsey going at it, this isn't that Jalen Ramsey. This isn't the Jalen Ramsey even from a few years ago that Jamar was matched up with in Super Bowl 56. It's just not. And so what the hell are you thinking? But like, from the jump, they were getting after him and going after him. And I think that's going to be part of Jamar's defense, is like, look at what they were doing to me every single play. And it might work. It might, because it's not, what Jamar did was wrong and he deserves to be punished for it. But it's not like the Steelers didn't do something that was wrong, right? Consistent trash talk, borderline hits, multiple. And the one I tweeted, Adam Schefter retweeted it, but it's going over the middle and Jamar just gets crushed and the ball's already through Jamar's hands. Like, there's no need to make that kind of hit. There isn't. Wasn't flagged. Trent Green on the broadcast said it should have been flagged. Wasn't flagged. That's when I was like, and that would be what I would show if I was defending Jamar. This isn't about defending Jamar, though. This is about letting someone that has no business getting in your head. Like, that's it. Like, I would look at Jalen Ramsey and I'd say washed. I'd look at Joey Porter Jr. and say, you never could play. And I'd look at the rest of the secondary and say, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? That's it. That's all you got to do. And then it's over. And I can't wait for Steelers people to see this, because they're going to get so offended when you know your secondary sucks. Like, I get it. Like, they shut down Jamar. I'm not debating that at all. But like, if you're Jamar, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? This guy's, that would be like, I was going to say Shea Gilgeous-Alexander right now going after a guy that's borderline, like at the end. And that just doesn't make sense. Like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, this is actually a good one, going after Chris Paul. Like, it's not that bad. Like, Ramsey's better than 2025 Chris Paul, but it's not that far off. Like, Chris Paul can get under your skin and he can do stuff. All right. Good job. Nice career, bud. It's 2025. And that's the thing that is like, what in the world is going on? So for me, that's it. And we'll see if he wins the appeal or not. We'll find out on Tuesday. I think it'll be very quick. We'll find out. I'm sure that appeal will be heard. You'll get a ruling fast. You have to, because the Bengals are going to have to game plan and install the game plan on Wednesday. So I think this is going to be very quick. If I had to make a prediction, I would say the NFL upholds it because they want to keep that precedent. I do think any good defense could, any good defense attorney, right, could defend Jamar and make a really good argument. I don't know if it's going to be enough at this point. We'll see. I I get it. I get I'm not going to argue that he shouldn't miss a game because of that. What annoys me, by the way, and I said this on our postgame report, they didn't take advantage of that. Ramsey's out. It's not like, and this is proof that he's washed, that Ja'Marr Chase suddenly was open a bunch and took over the game. It was the opposite. The Steelers had a great game plan. Bengals couldn't adjust. They couldn't get the ball to Ja'Marr. Jalen Ramsey leaves. He still doesn't get the ball. Washed Ramsey. Why are you letting him get in your head? That would be my question for Ja'Marr Chase. But I digress. Ja'Marr Chase suspended one game. Appreciate you watching. Appreciate you listening. And of course, we're going to have you covered. And if you want to hear everything that Zac Taylor had to say, make sure you check it out on Cincinnati Bengals Talk right here on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Until next time, for Andrew Fox Miller, I'm James Rapien. Thank you so much for watching and listening to Cincinnati Bengals Talk.